Not only was his name there, but there were several other guys' names as well. There were weeks where she had a different name on every day of the week, and twice had two names on weekend days. Welcome back to They Did What? Your source for the internet's craziest, most entertaining stories, where I go over them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today, going to go over a story titled, I, a 25-year-old male, feel betrayed by my girlfriend from the way we entered into our relationship, and I feel deceived about how she portrayed herself. And a big shout out to Joseph for sending me this story. And guys, this story is all about a guy who ultimately kicks his crying girlfriend to the curb, leaves her bawling her eyes out, and heads for the sunset, after finding out that after a year dating her, that in no way, shape, or form was she the girl he thought she was. Shocker. You're going to see he finds out that not only before their relationship, but during their relationship, the early stages, she was a regular Tinderella who was hooking up with so many dudes while she was with him that she had a calendar with their names on it for every day, including some different guys twice a day. I kid you not. And I might add, giving him the absolute bare minimum in the loving department after she made him wait forever, even for a kiss, right? And how this guy is just completely blindsided and just shocked when he finds out who she really is. And I thought it'd be a great one to go over here, guys, just to show you how this guy's 25, better when he was 24, and she's about the same age, and how gals will, when they're ready to settle down, they'll find that nice guy, and they'll make that guy wait forever to even get a kiss sometimes. And then they'll get the bare freaking minimum. Meanwhile, the guys that they really liked, the bad boys, or just guys that weren't the ones they wanted to, settle for the resources, they'll give them everything they want. Classic example of making rules for betas, breaking rules for alphas. However, this guy, fortunately, handles this very well in the end and kicks her to the curb like she deserves. But that'll be a very good one here, and you'll see a real-life example of how the mentality these nice guys have and how these girls will swoop in and rope them in and all that, just so guys don't make the mistake this guy did here. And by the way, guys, this is a very long story, so this will be part one here. I'll do part two later on tonight. I know you're all screaming about that, but I'm not going to do these two long parts in one video session. So it starts off, he says here, we met 3 years ago at a party of a mutual friend. Once we were introduced, we ended up spending the entire rest of the party just sitting and talking to one another. It really felt like we were the only two people there. As the night ended, she told me that she really enjoyed talking to me and asked me for my number, which was a first for me. Okay, I got no problem with that. It shows she's interested and eager. However, you'll see real quick where things go downhill. I woke the next morning to a text from her telling me how much she enjoyed talking with me and wanted to know if we would be interested in getting to get together to talk some more. I agreed that the next weekend, and we met at a local bookstore, coffee house, where we proceeded to spend 5 hours talking until the shop kicked us out because we were closing. Again, in the beginning, she's eager to see him, and okay, we'll see you next week. No rush. So far, so good. But this is when he should make a move. And you're going to see real quickly, he lets her lead the direction of where things are going. Nice guy behavior. Not once in either of the conversations did we talk about anything romantic or love or anything like that. It was everything from philosophy to economics to religion and everything in between. This is a Tinderella, I might add. I can't picture Tinderella talking about philosophy and economics. Once again, she tells me she had a great time and asks if we can do this again. We set a time for the next weekend, and the same exact thing happens again. Well, after that first date, and he spent all that time with her, and she was enthusiastically asking him out and texting him, he should have went in for the kiss right then and there. And he would then learn real quick whether she's interested or not. By him not doing that, that communicates to her, nervous, timid, nice guy. It is what it is. This goes on 3 more times, and I'm very confused as to what this is. Are we just friends getting together to talk? Is this going somewhere else? I had no idea. You don't know because you're not taking charge. That's the problem. You can be confused and curious, but if you would have went in for that kiss after that first coffee date, and either she'd kiss you back, or she'd reject you, and then you'd know instead of wasting all your time doing this friend zone shit. Meanwhile, you're communicating to her, you're a nice guy. She sends me a text that week prior to meeting telling me that I am the easiest person she's ever talked to, and she feels totally comfortable and safe with me. Translation, you're such a nice guy. So finally, at the end of the next day, when she says she wants to do this again, I just said that I was curious as to where she considered these things and these times together as. I asked if we were just friends or was there a possibility of being more. Smack! Don't ask that. If you, like I said, went for the kiss at the end of the first date, you would know right then and there. By you asking her this shows you're uncertain. This is lack of confidence, lack of experience. This is the type of guy that a gal's like, oh, I can use this guy for resources. He's a nice guy. Meanwhile, I'll get plowed away by Chad and Tyrone, dudes I meet on Tinder. This guy's just young and inexperienced. It's really that's what this is. She said that she really enjoyed our time together and would like to see where it goes. Next time we were together, as we were talking, I kind of reached out and took her hand, and we held hands for the first time in several minutes. Aw, how nice. All this time and effort put in to hold hands. I tell her at the end of the night, the next time I would like to do something different and with her and go to the movies. Things went well, and during the movie, I put my arm around her, and she laid her head on my shoulder. As we parted that night, I gathered up my courage and leaned in to give her a kiss goodnight. It's about damn time. Unfortunately, it's a little too late. Her response was not as what I expected. She actually withdrew from my attempt, and I immediately apologized to her and felt like a total heel. Right. If there was any attraction early on, it would have been if you would have made the move. But because he dragged this out so long and was asking her, where are we going? Where is this going? Which is usually what the girl says and is supposed to say. She's lost any level of attraction she may have had early on. She's lost. And now she sees him as the friend zone, but the friend I can, use. She said that I didn't need to apologize, but she was just a little shocked as she wasn't expecting it. Come on. She knows darn well this guy likes her. Come on. I quickly apologized again. Smack. Nice guy. I withdrew for the night, embarrassed beyond belief. Well, at this point, this guy should no longer see her ever again, because if she has no interest in anything romantic, which he certainly communicated there, and that's it. But see how much time he's fucking wasted here? If he didn't just freaking make a move early on. All this time. She texted me the very next day saying she was sorry about the night before. She really liked me and wants to move that direction in our relationship, but she wanted to take things slow. Make rules for betas, break rules for alphas. I replied saying that I was willing to go at whatever speed she wanted, and again apologized because I felt really bad. Smack. Don't apologize and don't do everything at her pace. Does this guy not have any other options with girls? There's no other girls out there that like him? He's going to wait all this time? What does that communicate to her? It communicates this guy is not really a catch. He's willing to put up with all this bullshit and just keep waiting around for me to maybe give him a little peck on the cheek. No girl wants a guy like that. Now, she's a piece of garbage and you're going to find out soon enough, but still, you got to have some balls and go for what you want. A guy that's a catch goes for what he wants. He's not going to take this crap, this friend zone bullshit. Now, mind you, while I said I was willing to go at her speed, and I was, but I was really confused about what this taking it slow meant. We've been seeing each other once a week for hours at a time for 2 months. Guys, for you guys to date and obviously have a clue, can you imagine spending 2 months going out with a girl like 8-9 times and spending money, spending time with her, and there's no action going on? Do you think you would put up with that? Do you think that the guys, the high value guys or the bad boys would ever do that? No freaking way. But being very inexperienced, really, in the relationship game, I only had a girlfriend in high school and went on dates in college, but mostly as friends, and nothing ever lasted. I just thought I would let her take the lead. Smack. No. Women do not want to take the lead. They want a guy who is the leader, who takes charge. End of story. You behave like this, guys, this is what you're going to get. We went out 2 more times, and then at the beginning of our next date, she actually greeted me with a kiss. Oh, you're so fortunate. Meanwhile, her mouth is in all sorts of places behind the scenes here. From there, our relationship advanced at what I consider a normal pace. A year and a half later, we were living together, and in my opinion, everything was going great. Already you're living with her, huh? Who's paying the bills? This is until 2 weeks ago. She had to pick me up at my work because my car was in the shop. She pulled up and was sitting in the car, and one of my coworkers, who I'm friendly with, came out with me as he was leaving at the same time. I introduced them from a distance, but clearly within view of each other, they waved hello and we left. The next day, I came back and he said he wanted to make sure there wasn't going to be a problem between the two of us. I asked him why would there be a problem, and he said she didn't say anything to you. I said she did not, and he said, well, it was a couple of years ago, so she may not even remember him. And then he proceeds to tell me that they matched up on Tinder and would hook up with each other, and it went on for a few months before he started dating his current girlfriend. Tinder, huh? Hooking up, huh? From the same girl that would take 2 months to kiss a guy? What does that say all about her? I told him that it might have been a different person, and he proceeds to show me her Tinder profile. This poor naive guy. I never used the site before, so I wasn't sure how to look at anything, but he said it doesn't look like she is active on there anymore and hasn't been for a while. But the fact of the matter is, for sure, it was her, and to make matters worse, I didn't tell him this, but the time frame that he was saying he was also some of the same time we were together in the beginning. So, he thought they were an item. Meanwhile, she's hooking up left and freaking right with multiple dudes that she's meeting on Tinder. The Tinderella is talking philosophy and economics at their coffee date for 5 hours. The times I was rebuked for leaning in for a kiss, and quite possibly even after this. He could tell this was bothering me, and he apologized, but said that I needed to know that they were never dating or anything. It was just getting together to have sex, as I was supposed to be okay with that. Yeah, that would really make me feel better. Oh, don't worry, we weren't dating. She was just sucking my you-know-what. Oh, okay. He didn't want to say much else, but he said that I should know that he knows for a fact that he wasn't the only one. As if this guy's day couldn't get any worse. Needless to say, this all upset me greatly, but I didn't know what to do or how to handle the situation. It was eating away at me, and I did something I probably shouldn't have done, but we share an Outlook calendar and have for over a year so that we can plan our events. While she was gone, I looked at her laptop and found her Outlook, which was nothing more than what we shared. However, I noticed that she had a separate calendar and it was not password protected. I went back on her calendar, even though I knew it was wrong, and sure as shit, there was his first name, and yes, for a fact, some of those dates were after we were already past the getting to know you stage. But wait, there's more. What else could there be? Not only was his name there, but there were several other guys' names. There were weeks where she had a different name on every day of the week, and twice had 2 names on weekend days. A different dude every day of the week, and the weekend days, 2 different dudes. Meanwhile, she's seen this guy. That is a whole lot of sausage. And remember, her reaction when he wanted to kiss her, I want to take things slow. Make rules for betas, break rules for alphas. She found her nice guy. She's going to make him work to get her, right? Because she could tell by how timid he was and not making a move. This all communicated to her. This guy's new to this, and he really likes me, and I can make him wait. And then I'll rope him in and give him the bare minimum, and I'll get my nice guy. But meanwhile, I'll get all my action elsewhere. What made me the sickest of all, although, was looking at the weeks where we were already in a relationship, when I had to basically be afraid to hold her hand, and she was meeting with other guys that week, and even one time earlier in the day when we met. How do I know this, you might ask? My name was on there as well. Now, it does appear that after about 5 months after we started dating, the names mostly stopped, and by a year, there was no more names. Dude, this is not good news, okay? She was still lying to you and cheating on you, and amongst many other things. Perfect example, guys. Be careful, gentlemen, when you get to your mid-20s or late 20s or whatever, and all of a sudden these gals that never gave you the time of day are now paying attention to you. It's because they want to settle. It's not because they suddenly became really mature or, things like that. No, they've done their time with their bad boys, and now they're looking for the guy to settle with. But while they're in the settling phase, some can still be seeing their lovers from Tinder and all that. And I guarantee those guys from Tinder, she was giving them pretty much whatever they wanted. Well, this guy, as you're going to see, got bare minimum. But what really sucks is the interesting choice of words. What really sucks is that the one guy's name is on there more than others, and this guy who she brought to our house on more than one occasion introduced us. What a sick asshole. She's doing this on purpose. She enjoys it, jerking this guy around. She has never once told me that they're even S-word partners. In fact, that is what kind of pisses me off about this whole thing. Frankly, I didn't know about any of this and would tell you she's a prude. SCX is very vanilla, and I always have to initiate it. Right. There you go. In her mind is like, why do I have to do anything? This guy, I made him wait for more than 2 months to get a kiss. And he wants me to run the show. I don't have to give him anything. And you can't tell me that she's not getting anywhere else. I don't buy it. However, she just told me more than a month ago that she feels like I'm her soulmate, and she loves me with all her heart. Yeah, because she wants you to put a ring on her finger. That's why. This is causing me a lot of pain, to be honest. I don't think I can live with this. You shouldn't. Dump her ass. The fact that I had to wait for months to even kiss and hold hands while we were all along she was getting the SCX from a variety of people makes me feel like absolute crap. Bro, nobody can blame you. The fact that I honestly was beating myself up after trying to kiss her really pisses me off. Then there's a part of me that says I'm not good enough. Sure, she may enjoy my personality or whatever, but obviously I'm not attractive enough to her, but want to be with me early on really bothers me. Dude, you can look like a male model, but if you have no confidence, you don't have the ability to be a leader, you let her run the show, you treat her like she's the greatest thing in the world, all that. You can be the best looking guy ever. You could have a six-pack, the most jacked, muscular body, all that doesn't matter. She's going to treat you like shit. She could be with a butt-ugly fat dude and give him more than you if he would act like a man. Says, I mean, it would be one thing if she did all this before we met, but there are names marked clearly after we were involved, just before we moved in together, including the guy that I work with. I've yet to confront her. I don't know what I'm going to do or say. This is a very large part of me that just wants out of this. I feel like she's not the person she portrayed herself to be. That was an understatement. I feel like, believe me, she is a very judgmental person, has tons of opinions, and comes across holier than thou, even though she is not religious per se. Has anyone else ever had to deal with this? Well, maybe not this specific story. However, there are countless guys out there that, yes, as I've done stories like this, who, with the girl, took a while for her to get frisky with them. Lots of rules. They get the bare minimum and find out that, in her past, she was quite adventurous with all these other dudes, and you get the bare minimum. Remember, guys, your relationship, guys, girls get to the point that they're done rolling the hay with the bad boys, sowing their wild oats, if you will, and they want to find their nice guy. And they'll go out, and they'll scan the room like the Terminator, looking for Sarah Connor, target acquired nice guy, and they'll go and take their sweet time and make the guy work to get her. Meanwhile, and how long he's thinking, man, she's shy, or man, she's not very adventurous. Meanwhile, she was quite adventurous with Chad, Tyrone, Julio, Bill, John, Mike, Liam, Joe. You get the point? For a very, very, very long time. And these guys are shocked. It's because they settled for the nice guy. And sadly, it's too late when these guys find this out and all that. They're not going to treat you the same. They're not going to love you the same. And they sure as hell aren't going to fuck you the same. So be aware of these things. And fortunately, this guy finds this out now before he put a ring on her finger. I mean, good Lord. Imagine if he was married to her. So guys, this is the end of part 1. Don't scream. Don't freak out. I'll be playing part 2 later on tonight. And then you're going to see when he confronts her reasons. You're going to love all that, the waterworks, and how eventually he's like, adios, as he should. All right, guys, that is it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Know what you think about this. And be sure to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.